Hi there, Sean Wilmot. Today I'm going to take you through a car of the future that you can buy from a dealership today. Introducing the new Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV plug-in electric hybrid vehicle. The Mitsubishi Outlander has become something of a mainstay product for Mitsubishi in general. It did replace the Lancer in that respect, and it was the first of the early SUVs. Now, in saying that, however, Mitsubishi has managed to keep pace with modern trends in terms of the styling, in terms of the safety requirements, and of course in terms of the technology, which has led to the development of the PHEV. Now, the secret sauce is here, it's all underneath the bonnet, but before we go down that road, I just want to take you through a couple of little things that Mitsubishi has done to keep the SUV on trend with a modern styling vehicle. So we've seen the LED lights up the front there, we've got that nice strong grille up the front, which we're quite used to seeing with Mitsubishi. Carry that through with some very strong character lines that go all the way through here. So we have this nice big shiny mirror housing up here, which integrates a high visibility, high beam indicator light, which allows people to see what you're doing in low light conditions. Now, further back from that, and popping down here just for a second, we've got this lovely silver trim garnish here. Now, this is kind of critical because what Mitsubishi has done with the PHEV Outlander is to make it just that little bit more sophisticated. It has that air of elegance and refinement, which is something that tells me that the PHEV is a little bit more than just a smidge of a hero of a car for Mitsubishi. The PHEV Outlander has had an upgrade to the engine. What was a 2-litre power plant is now a 2.4-litre power plant, which is actually Mitsubishi's signature engine anyway. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, that 2.4-litre engine, of course, gives you a little bit more displacement. It also gives you a little bit more oomph when it comes to power and torque. So for power, we're looking at about 94 kilowatts or thereabouts, and in terms of newton meters, a nice easy to remember figure, 199 newton meters of torque. The Mitsubishi Outlander is powered by 2 electric motors, one at the front, one at the rear, and that power balance is very, very useful because you can interconnect those 2 outputs, locking them into place so that you're getting the maximum amount of torque instantaneously, but it means it's a heck of a quick takeoff from a set of traffic lights. With the 2 electric motors linked, the super all-wheel control mechanism works far more effectively, and you can basically sense the torque shifting from front to back as required, or from left to right. Now, that is a pretty magnificent magic trick, and if you could take it to Vegas, I swear you'd make a fortune. In terms of fuel efficiency, the PHEV Outlander is returning 1.9 litres per 100, and that's a pretty damn good fuel figure, considering we're actually running a 2.4-litre engine. Now, of course, in addition to that, we've got the purely electric function where we just program the car and say, just run me on the battery, please, and that will give you a range of about 55 kilometres. That doesn't sound like much, but in actual fact, when you think about it, how much travel do you actually do in the course of a day? Most people would do about 32 to 40 kilometres in a day, so a 55k range is actually pretty impressive. Charging can be done at home or through the fast charging network of your choice, and that includes Mitsubishi dealerships. Now, the safety equipment on board this particular vehicle, all added up, means that it is a 5-star ANCAP safety rated vehicle, but the big ones to watch out for are the blind spot monitoring system, which is absolutely brilliant in the inner city, and the other one is forward collision mitigation system. Again, very handy through the city because it actually has the function of detecting things that you might not necessarily see. I think Mitsubishi has got this right in as much as the PHEV Outlander has a more crafted feel to it than does the conventional version. You can see and feel that sense of elegance just about everywhere in the cabin, even in the back seats. We can see it in the patterned seat fabric, the mica finish piano black surrounds, the dulled pewter look of the shifter which prevents glare, and the variation of touch surfaces on the door and the dashboard. All of these are highlighted to demonstrate the PHEV's refinement. There is more to discover, the front seat heaters for example, but I'd like you to be pleasantly surprised with what you find on board, and as an overall impression of this really classy car. So there we have it, the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. Thanks very much for joining us on our drive around the city, where we proved exactly how convenient these vehicles really are. You ought to try one for yourself, so pop down to your nearest Mitsubishi dealer today and take one for a spin. I'll see you next time.